on today's show. Hanging out with you on an awesome Friday by myself. Where is Belly? I have the news. Believe me, he is okay, maybe. So we'll do that in a second. We might go a little bit short today, but I'm going to hang out with you guys as per usual. You know, we don't miss days here at TTR Studios, Studio A. So I have, being that I'm by myself, I'm thinking maybe we use this as an opportunity to take a little deeper dive into some of the things that I am hearing in the one-wheel community. Believe me, you are not going to want to miss this. It's things that I'm not able to talk about on the Voice of One Wheel yet. But I have a feeling most of you guys are going to appreciate this behind the scenes peek behind the curtain, because we've got some news coming our way, and I think it's time to share it with you. Plus, why I hate seafood and all the rest that's in my brain. Strap it on, folks. We've never gone solo before. We're pumped to do it with you. Social Media Lounge, you be ready to pop off today. I'm coming for you. I need your participation. You are driving the show. It's time for Luch Dog in the morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. Doing it all solo today, hanging out with you guys. Thanks for joining me on another Friday. I know you guys are excited to hang out with us. We always are excited to hang out with you. Let me explain to you the level of dedication that I just saw from one belly Matt LaBelle. He's hurting. I mean, dude is struggling. Look at him. Look at him. We're over there, completely absent. Where is he? He's hurting. You ever have a day where you just wake up and you know, oh no, this is going to be bad? He's already puked. So good morning, Social Media Lounge. Let's go ahead and say hello to you guys. Make sure everybody is popping off in there. Good morning, Despacito. Will, yes, I love it. Good morning, my man. We are all, you do not want the fifth dimension talk today. Oh boy. Here it is, 7 a.m. in Cali. Good to see you guys. Thank you for hanging out. Belly is struggling, so let's just get to what is going on. My man is... We've been trying to discuss what to do with Fridays here at Luch Dog in the morning, because obviously Potts is one of our main characters, Matty Potts. Now, what we're going to do for today, I'm going to go and take some time, since I am by myself. I'm going to go through all of the one-wheel challenges that didn't get highlighted last week, so I want to make sure that I play those. And then I am also going to play some... Look, I've got some interesting comments that people are sending me from the one-wheel community. I've got patents that Future Motion has applied for that I can read to you. I've got notes that apparently they've gotten funding for a Series A, $3.2 million, which is why if you think that the company has felt a little bit differently lately, there's a lot of speculation that that's the reason. There is no longer just Future Motion. I'm pretty sure they are now backed by like venture capitalists, which they might have been from the beginning. But let me just tell you something. It's starting to feel a little bit different out there, and it looks like they're starting to come up with a suspension system for their next board. So we'll talk about that. The Series A was in 2016. Thank you very much, One Wheel. In fact, I would like to get you to call in here, please, because I would like to talk more about that. So when I call for your participation, I'm coming for you, Amanda, and I need you in here, 571-354-7338. Not yet, but I do want to discuss this because people are talking... and they're just wondering what's going on. I sent in, guys, listen, I sent in a ticket for Future Motion 10 days ago. Still haven't heard a word back. Now, I'm not going to send another email because do you remember what they said to us when we had them on the show? I mean, do you guys remember what they said? Because Jack Mudd and Jane, the marketing guru, came on, and they told us that if you email them, they'll get the ticket. And then if you email them again saying, hey, I haven't heard anything back, it puts you back all the way at the end of the line. So they said, so do not email us again. All that's going to do is put you to the end of the line. I mean, I could go back and find it during a break. That is quoted from their mouths. Don't resend an email. All that's going to do is push you to the back of the line. So I'm sitting here saying, okay, well, if that's the case, I'm not going to resend another email. And I think you guys know as Sean Nelson is saying right now, don't email if you want service. Call at 9 a.m. PST. One woman, one wheel. Call them. Guys, I agree. And you're right. That is the only way to get in touch with these people. Is that right? Is that right? That's what I'm asking you. I will sit here and I will wait for my email. I'm curious. I'm not sitting here on pins and needles waiting for my Plus to get back. I have an XR. I've given them 2 times the money. I've bought 2 boards. I think it's worth seeing for science how long it's going to take for me to get an email back. Because they told me not to email back. Now, I want to get my board fixed, obviously. But I don't know, man. I don't see why we're coming up with the suspension system if we can't even get the customer service right. Who's going to drive over here and knock? I love it. Rick V, just drive. We'll just go and knock on the door in Santa Cruz. We'll just say, hey, guys. Like, I got a board. Can you please fix it for me? You know, I was talking to Belly about this, and he was joking. He was like, man. Oh, where is Belly? He's okay, I'll start there. He is hungover AF. All right, my man usually goes out and gets a little saucy after work. You guys don't realize this about Belly. He's a big deal around here. Not just in Studio A, but he works at a town center, and that's what is very common to us. I remember when Amanda came and visited, she was like, what are all these town centers? What is happening? They're like these little cities. They're like shopping malls almost that are outdoor cities in each city. So like Reston, Virginia has its own town center. Dulles has its own town center. Springfield has its own mall. Loudoun has a town. Basically, all the little subsets of Northern Virginia have their own little town centers. And inside each one of them, Fairfax Town Center, for example, you've got a movie theater, shit ton of restaurants and bars, you know, all within like, you know, 1 mile square. So it's sort of like a city within a city feel. And Belly works at a very prominent bar inside a very nice Hyatt hotel. So he's like, it is a bar. It's got its own street entrance, but it's for the Hyatt. And so a lot of people go in there, and he's really good at what imagine, I mean, you guys know him. Like, imagine if you walked in and Belly's your bartender with those sexy blue eyes and that deep voice, and he cares about what you're talking about, and he's listening to you. I mean, people like that. Good morning, Rebecca. So I'm counting on you guys to pop off in the social media lounge, as I am flying solo today, but that's fine. I have no problem doing that. I just I'm gonna want a lot of participation from you guys. Let's do it together today. So anyway, yes, Will, the sexy blue eyes from Belly. You guys know what I'm talking about, and if you show up and he's your bartender, you're gonna go back because he's gonna take care of you. He does a really good job, and most of the time he's one of those bartenders that doesn't even have to write anything down, and he doesn't screw it up. I don't know about you guys, but that's impressive AF to me. You got like 4 people in your group, and a waiter or a bartender comes up to you and they're like, what would you like? Uh-huh. Okay, and you? Uh-huh. And you? Uh-huh. And I'm like, wait a minute. You're not writing anything down. Do you guys feel that level of anxiety when you give an order and the person's not writing it down? You're like, there's no way you're going to get it right. I hate that. However, when they come back and they do get it right, ooh, you're getting way more of a tip from me now. I'm impressed. So Belly is hungover. Christian live stream. Sorry, Will. And that's where he is right now, because what I was trying to explain is that he's a really good bartender. So a lot of these different bars within his town center, all the bartenders know each other, right? So it's pretty funny because he'll get off of work at like 8 o'clock and he doesn't come home until 2 a.m. on a Thursday because he goes out after his job. Can you imagine if you finish a job and you're in this little city town center and all you have to do is walk next door anywhere? He could literally just close his eyes and then just slam into a door and open it, and somebody will have a free drink waiting for him. Like, the life that he lives in that town center is just really cool. It's like celebrity life, but just on a way smaller scale. He doesn't pay for drinks anywhere. And it's not like, I want to make sure, because I know we have some of his coworkers listening. He's not giving away free drinks. So they just really like him. It's unreal. It's not like people go to him and he just gives away free drinks, so they're reciprocating. No. He's just the king of the town. So sometimes he goes out and doesn't plan on getting hammered. But can you imagine that? Can you imagine if you just get off at work and all you have to do is roll next door and stumble into any door, and wherever the door it is that you open, they just have a, hello, sir, welcome, and they just hand you a drink? I mean, he's like the mayor. So you guys, I really want you to appreciate what you get out of him morning in and morning out, and what he puts up with me, because you all know it. I'm sitting here just expecting him to read my mind all day. Now, part of that is for the show, and we do that because it's funny. But also, I mean, yeah, for sure. I try to train him for what I had to deal with when I was doing radio, as in his chair. When I was doing more of the producing, what I was doing is I was at it was a syndication network, and it's right here in DC. I think you guys might know this. But I was running the board. It's my first radio job ever. I'm running the board in this room, and they're training me how to do it, and I've got all this stuff in front of me, and it's basically I'm the hub. But the host is in San Diego, and the callers are coming in from all across the country. I forget what kind of a show it was. Oh, it was a doctor, and he was talking about pets for some reason. He was talking about the health of pets. So you can tell, oh boy. And on this show, it was, do you think pit bulls are dangerous or good pets? I mean, if I just asked you guys right now, I'm pretty sure the social media lounge would go nuts, because that's a very polarizing topic. I mean, I've been attacked by a pit bull. I've raised pit bulls. I love pit bulls. But you can tell if you ask that question. I mean, I was the one sitting in the chair going, brr, 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 oh God, yep, yeah, okay, we'll be there. Yeah, what's your name? Where are you from? Okay, yep, brr, brr, what's your name? Where are you from? I mean, it's intense. And so I've tried to work with Belly on how to do that in here. And I keep saying, like, you know, when you're in the producer's chair, you almost have to contribute to the show with your hands and not your mouth, right? And it's weird because you have to be listening to what the show is doing and what's happening in the show, and then think to yourself, how can I support that with what I'm showing on screen? And that's really hard to do when you're also expecting to talk and to contribute with your words. And so that's what we're working on. I'm not saying I try to handcuff him with his mouth. It's just that in something like Voice of One Wheel, where he's more of a producer role, we're working on that. Like, guys, you don't realize we're training each other. Like, we work really hard on putting this product together for you guys. And he is awesome at it. He's getting so good at it. And let me just say how thankful I am for somebody to be able to, you know, because when we're in the moment, you guys don't know. A lot of times when you see me do this, I'm piping something into his ear. I mute my button, and then I say something to him, not onto the microphone, so you guys don't hear it, but it has to be quick. So a lot of times what you're not hearing is me saying, hey, man, take the cursor away. Hey, man, don't forget to switch. We're going to go to the videos now. It's and can you imagine, like, to your friend, like, that can be delicate because there's no time for niceties. Hey, buddy, do you mind getting the cursor off the screen? No. It's just like we've got 2 seconds. It's just like, boom, hey, get the cursor off the screen, you know? So I want to put my appreciation out there for what he's gone through and what he does for you guys every morning, because dude is usually pretty fucking hungover. And he just goes, okay, lights are on. And he goes for it. And in he comes. But today, that's what you're getting. Because, man, I woke him up this morning. Dude, I woke up your boy this morning, and he just goes, I knew it. I knew it from the first word. He goes, hey, Luch, from his bed. He rolled in here and absolutely just goes, dude, I can't do it today. I don't know how I'm going to do it today. So we love you, buddy. He's already thrown up once this morning. He was not planning on doing any drinking last night. I have the funniest thing on the planet to play for you guys, if that's okay. In fact, I would like to do that to start off the second segment. My parents are assholes, man. I mean, whoa. Belly is not coming to Float Life Fest just to address some things that are going on in the social media lounge. Yes, Will, my drum student, go back to school. We love you. Go learn things. Don't get in trouble. Belly is not going to Float Life Festival. He cannot take off that week. He is running the show, just like we talked about at his bar. Yeah, Auntie Lynn is not a saint, Jessica Jones. Let me tell you why she's a big a-hole, along with your uncle, my father, they played a savage practical joke on your boy, and I have the audio of it. It's so good. We were in tears. I went over to have dinner with my parents yesterday, and oh my God, we were in tears laughing at this. The fact that my dad even did this, he waited for this phone call to happen, knowing that it was coming. He had a tape recorder, a digital tape recorder that you have like you see like those reporters when they're talking to LeBron or whoever after a game and they're just holding it in front of his mouth. He's got one of those because he bought it so that he could tape record the my sets when I was doing radio in Colorado. It was adorable. My dad was he's an attendant on a special needs bus. That was before he retired what he was doing. And he was in like the last year of it. And so he was about to retire. And, his son is now on the radio across the country in Colorado. And he wants to hear it. So he can tune in on live. And he couldn't hear it because the bus is very loud. And there's all this bumping going on. And so what he would do is he would play it through his phone. He would tape it on this recorder. And then he'd come back and listen later. So I appreciate it because now I have all of those recorded. But this a-hole uses that tape recorder on the most savage prank you've ever seen. Now, listen, if you're in the social media lounge, Jess Jones, yes, of course, my mom is a saint, and you're going to hear her cracking up in the background of this, trying to hold back from laughing because they did this on purpose, but I had no idea. No idea. So what I will do is, first off, I just want to, can I play, who is this here? How do I do it? Oh, man. Oh, man. I want that. No. All right, well, that's not going to happen today. This is what happens when I'm on my own. All right, that's fine. So what I will do is I'll take a quick break, and then I'll cue this up, and I'll play a clip for you guys. This is one of the funniest things I've ever heard. What my parents did, every single year, I set my dad up for fantasy football. Okay? I get him ready. I show him how to sign in. I show him how to get to the draft. And then on draft day, he freaks the fuck out. He doesn't know how to get in. And it turns into this 2-hour argument where everybody's yelling at each other because he can't remember his login. He doesn't know how to sign into Yahoo. He's calling it things like Yoo-hoo because he's just illiterate when it comes to the internet. Usually. This week was a little bit different. This year was phenomenal. They absolutely played a prank on me, and you don't want to miss it. So stay right here. I will be back after this. Flying solo. Thank you guys for your participation. We do love you here at TTR Studios. We'll be back after this. It's Luch Dog in the morning. Flying solo. Have you ever wondered to yourself, man, what the fuck am I going to eat today? I got the answer for you right here, folks. It's Marinate Restaurant. You marinateyourlife.com. That's what you're going to do. You're going to go over there. You're going to get yourself some sliders, some bowls, some soups, some tacos, whatever it is, because you know on Tuesdays, those tacos are buy one, get one free. So head over to the Brando store on the corner of Western and Melrose and get yourself some goddamn tacos. Let's go, baby. MarinateYourLife.com. Head over there today for the best food you've never had.
What's up, y'all? It's Maddie Mads here. This show is sponsored by TTR Studios. Whether it's weddings, parties, karaoke, audio, video production, and all your entertainment needs, call TTR Studios, LLC at 703-850-2223 or check them out at ttrevents.com. Start the show, Luch.
Welcome back, folks. All right, so here is the setup. I did that wedding that you guys all remember because I told you about the time that I was in the middle of the that lodge where there was like 15 people in the bride's family, and they had me up in the corner right next to that one communal bathroom for the entire floor. Waking up to everybody's do sesh, knowing whether or not they were female or male just by the sound of the gas leaving their anus. This is what happens when Belly isn't here to keep me straight. I was driving home from that wedding. It was 4 hours I had to drive home. So, if that's the case, I need something to do. So I'm going to talk to my dad, my mom. I'm calling them, and I'm going to get my dad ready for the fantasy football season. So I told him, I said, Dad, let's get you, since I got nothing but time and nobody's rushing, let's get you all set up. Okay, let's make sure that you know what you're doing so that when it comes down to it, we don't have to have a fight in the middle of the, it ruins my day because, let's just talk about the mindset for a second. My dad is not stupid. One of the smartest people that I know, okay? And my mom is a sweetheart. So when she is trying to help somebody who's smart, who's feeling stupid, it just is the worst. It turns into just all this energy building up where everybody just gets mad at each other because you know what happens. My dad doesn't know how to drag something. He doesn't know how to do the little things like hover over something and then click on it. That alone is like a nightmare. So I'm taking the time, and my mom will just be like, oh, well, that's okay. Have you tried hovering over it? And then that makes him feel stupid, and he's like, bah! He gets frustrated. Right? And I want to have him on my fantasy football league because this is something that you can bond about with your dad. Like my dad and I don't do a ton of stuff together. It's not like we go camping or hiking or shooting at the shooting range. Like this is something that we could do that it's, 14 weeks, 15 weeks long. And every week there's something new, and you can kind of talk some trash, or you can talk about the people that you can't stand. Like, Andrew Fritz is one of the players on our league. You know that guy in your league who just wakes up at 2 o'clock in the morning so he can grab somebody off the waiver wire, and you're just like, you have a life, dude? Why don't you actually start working towards being a GM if you care this much about it? You should probably actually get into the industry because you're pretty good at it. However, my dad is on the fence and not trying to do this. He's like, nah, I don't want to do it this year. It happens the same way because he gets into the draft, and if anybody's ever done a fantasy football draft, he can't figure out how to filter the players. So he's just looking at all the players in this list of all players. And if he wants a quarterback, he's got to sift through all the running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, defense, kickers. He's like, dude, how am I supposed to find anybody? I'm like, okay, dude, sort by quarterback. Search by name. There's tools that can help you do this so much faster. How do I know who took what? Well, it's in the chat right there at the bottom right. So he doesn't know what he's doing after 10 years of doing this. We've been doing this for 10 years. So you can imagine my frustration when every single year it's the same thing, and you got my mom over there sitting there going, now I'm going to write it down this year. We're going to make sure that we have these passwords right, because half the time he doesn't even know his username. We can't even get into the freaking thing. We can't even sign into yahoo.com. because he doesn't know what his username is or how to spell it or what his password was. So just the whole clicking forgot password thing is usually about an hour of me getting yelled at. That's typically what happens in my household. I don't know about you guys. I don't know about how computer literate your family is, but mine, for some reason, my dad, I think he thinks it's funny. I think he thinks it's funny. Seeing the rise that it gets out of me, I'm pretty sure he finds it amusing until he starts feeling stupid, and that's when he starts getting mad. Because I know in the bottom of my heart that this is something that I have to stay patient with, and if I ever want to be a father, I need to learn this patience. This is somebody that I love that just can't figure it out. But I feel like he doesn't want to, and you're going to hear that in this clip, because what's coming up is I spent 2.5 hours on that 4-hour drive talking to my parents, setting up my dad, getting him into the league, getting my mom to take exact specific notes of what his username is, what his new password is, where the mock drafts are. We even joined a mock draft together on the phone so I could show him where to sort the players, how to do everything, where it's all laid out. We did this for 2.5 hours. Okay? The next day, it's the day of the draft. I call him in between two different bride phone calls. Like I'm set up at like 4:30. I ended a call, and at 5 o'clock I had another one. So I decided, hey, why don't I just call Dad and make sure that the earth didn't shatter, and for some reason he's not lost. Like he should be. This is the most confident I've ever seen him. He's been doing mock drafts all last night. I just want to make sure he's good to go. Little did I know, he was planning on pranking me, knowing that that phone call was coming. Him and my mom, those a-holes, I love them to death. This is absolutely phenomenal that they did this. But I was getting, I'm pretty, you can hear it in my voice. So here is literally just them recording this phone call, doing nothing else but trying to infuriate me, playing stupid. My parents are the best.
You're kidding. Tonight's the draft anyways? Alright. It's Wednesday. Oh, geez, I lost track of the days here. I see that. Wow. Oh, boy. Yeah. Well, alright, so are you good? Are you ready to go? I don't know. How do I get on? Well, I would say take a little bit in between the bride calls. I just wanted to make sure you're aware. I'm glad I called. Okay. Maybe just go poke around, make sure you can get in again. So, what do? I go to... I don't know, you guys did it last time. You know what you're doing now. Well, how did I get there? You went to yahoo.com and you went to sports. Hold on. Yahoo... Hold on. Wait a second. Okay, .com. I'm supposed to. Oh my God, I did. Maybe look in your bookmarks. Do you know where they are? Yeah, I don't see it. All right, yahoo.com, then what?
If you're just joining us, this is me. I see a couple new people in here. This is my dad and my mom prank calling me, or just pranking this phone call, just pretending that they have no idea how to sign into fantasy football that we just spent 2.5 hours going over the night before.
Well, then when you go, are you signed in at the top? No. You're going to need to do that.
The sad thing about this is exactly how it typically sounds. So this is why I have no idea that they're bullshitting me. It usually sounds this bad.
Right, so how do I do that? I mean, it doesn't matter to do this now. You're going to have to do this again. Like, we already did this. We already took notes on doing this. All right. So then what do? Wait for the draft? Well, can you get in without me? Like, let's just see if you can get in without needing me right now while I'm on the phone. Okay. Hold on. Yahoo.com. You sound like it's a hard thing. We already went over this. You know
You hear them? You hear my mom? I didn't even realize it.
It's like telling somebody how to tie their shoe, and then they tie their shoe perfectly. They take notes how to tie the shoe, and then you call them 2 days later and you say, hey, ready to tie your shoe? And you go, okay, so what do I do? Well, I know I'm not. Just because you do this all the time. You do these things. You do 100 drafts. I do one a year. I don't know what I'm doing. You need to be confident in yourself. You have no confidence. You know what you're doing. I believe in you. Yahoo.com. All right. So, all right, I think I got it. And I go to... I'm just here. I'm just not going to say anything unless you absolutely need it. All right. Mama Look-a-Booba Day.
That's the name of his team.
Wait a second. It's not... I don't get it. What's up, you got? Well, how do I get to like, how do I know what the draft is. You have to get into the league first, which is always your problem. You have to get on the hurdle. You have to get the fantasy It's just not working. I think it's funny. Fine. I'm not going to get mad. You can yell all you want today. I'm not going to get mad. You're doing it on purpose. Yeah, we're not doing the train.
Are you banging your head against the wall?
Because, I was ready to throw the phone out the window.
Oh my God, I love my parents so much. I love them so much. They just couldn't get enough of it. They thought it would be so funny, and I'm just so glad that they recorded that. So thank you guys for doing that. Man, do you guys ever have that happen? I know I'm seeing something from the social media lounge. Every once in a while, my mom will open up Facebook and not realize that it's logged in under her husband's account and then leave a sweet comment on a female friend's status. That's great. Oh God. Yeah, they did. Did you hear how pleased they are with themselves, Miss Jess Jones? They are just tickled by how angry they're making me. Just my blood is boiling, and they know it. They know it. It's just fantastic. So I love my mom and dad. I get my sense of humor from them. Full on. So I'm not able to show you these weekly one wheel challenges that I thought I was, because when I go to that, it's not happening. So that's not cool. I need Belly for that. However, there is a discussion going around. I could take a quick left turn. There is a suspension patent that I have been sent. And let's see what I can tell you guys. For the one wheel community, it looks like patents assigned. This is on justia.com. That somebody sent me. I'll be looking into more. And it says suspension system for the one-wheeled vehicle. These are also under patents assigned to Future Motion Inc. It's a self-propelled one-wheeled vehicle that may include a suspension system configured to provide arcuate. Is that a typo for accurate? It says arcuate. Generally vertical motion of a board relative to an axle of a central wheel assembly when the vehicle encounters obstacles and bumps on a riding surface. Illustrative suspension systems may include a shock absorber and a swing arm that couple the wheel assembly to the board. So there you go. Suspension is something that is clearly at least being looked at by the company. They've got a patent on it, or so it looks allegedly. I need to do more research on this, but this has been sent to me. And since we are a little bit dry on things to talk about today, I figured, hey, well, might as well do this a little behind the scenes before we bring it to Voice of One Wheel. What do you guys think about that? I would love a phone call right now. 571-354-7338. How would we feel if the company comes out with a new board at the end of the year with suspension on it? You good with that? That could be cool, right? Maybe. I think some people are saying no, but I'll tell you right now, I've been thinking about it a lot. I can't factually tell you if there is suspension on the Gotway Tesla electric unicycle, but I can tell you if I bounce up and down, it's got about an inch of give. It feels like suspension for sure, and it's a little weird at first, but it's a soft ride. It really is a soft ride, and it's such a powerful device that I don't mind it at all. I really don't mind it at all. So I think you might be pleasantly surprised by the feeling of a soft, well done suspension. However, I don't know if that's I don't know how to feel about that. I'm not totally against it. What I'm against is not fixing the customer service side of things before you come out with new boards. That's my problem. You got to fix the warranty, you got to fix customer service, and then you can start coming out with new boards again. Otherwise, you're just ruined. Guys, look, Belly and I were talking about it. He doesn't have one. Would he buy one? The answer is no. I don't know if I'm betraying his trust by saying that. You told me yesterday, I don't think it's worth it. I'm sorry. You're going to spend $1,600, $1,500, $1,800 on a board, and it's going to be good for a year, and then you're going to have to end up paying about 25% to 30%, up to 50% for fixes? It's just not a working business model, guys. It doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. And for somebody who's on the fence about it, they're not going to buy one. And it's not going to make a difference whether or not it has suspension. Ooh, it's good suspension. Well, now it'll be a fun year. You're only getting a year out of it. And I wouldn't be able to say that if it wasn't happening to me. You know, here I am 1 year after I bought the first one, the Plus. My warranty goes. Now my bearings are shot. I got to get some help. My ferret ring is busted. I know I could do this on my own, but I shouldn't have to. I don't think I should have to. Call me right now, 571-354-7338. I'm hijacking the show. Rebecca Randolph, Amanda Thompson, Chong Lee. I see you guys all in there. I got some one-wheel riders. Call me right now, 571-354-7338. Let me know what your thoughts would be if the company comes out with a board that has suspension on it. Do we like that? Are we okay with it? Are we not okay with it? I want to hear from you. This is the only time I'm going to call on you guys for the entire show. So hit me up, 571-354-7338. Do not make me feel lonely on a day I am by myself. I want to hear that phone ring, and that's on you. So give me a call right now, 571-354-7338. Suspension on a one-wheel. What do you think? What else would you like from a new board? If we were to make a new board, is suspension the one thing that you would want? I feel like we can do better than that. I feel like we can do better than that. I don't think you guys realize how much more powerful the electric unicycle is than the one wheel. Let's make it a little more powerful first. Who knows? Let's find out what somebody thinks. We've got a caller on the line, and I will drop you in here. Bang, bang. Caller, who are you? Where are you from? Thanks for joining us.
Hey, it's Mandy calling from Boston.
There she is. Mandy, one woman, one wheel. What are we thinking about a suspension board? You like that? You don't like that?
I think it sounds like a good idea. I recently had a very expensive repair on my axle, and no matter how many times I asked them, no matter how nicely I tried to get information, all they would tell me was that I shouldn't have tried to replace my own motor, and that they weren't going to fix it under warranty. Now, the damage that was on this axle had been going on for probably out of the box, honestly. It was a very deep gouge, and I think some suspension probably would have helped with that. Granted, probably also better bearings would have helped with that. But I think maybe the suspension could help avoid some of the expensive repairs that people are dealing with.
Amanda, can you tell us more about what you're talking about? First of all, did you try, what kind of gouge? What do you mean?
So I didn't actually see it firsthand because I don't know how to take apart a motor, but my friend did it for me and took pictures, and something somewhere in there had been rubbing against the axle to the extent that there was just a line, a very deep cut line from where something had been rotating around it for, something like 700 miles, slowly digging in over time until it was wrecked.
I mean, were you feeling it? Could you tell, was it something that you could feel was degrading?
Sort of. So remember when I visited you and I put my board back together and we couldn't take it out because it was making that rubbing sound?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that was related. That was the first sign that I really got of it. But after I got home, I put it back together and it worked fine and wasn't making the rubbing sound. So I figured, all right, well, that was user error. I put it back together wrong. But it started doing that again. And you could hear it. You could feel it under your feet. You tested it out.
I felt
right?
it. Yeah, we stopped in the middle of our ride and we were like, this isn't safe. Nope. And then we tried to put you on the Rad Mini. Why don't you tell the people what happened when we got you on the Rad Mini?
They compare everything to riding a bike like it's so easy, and it was not a natural feeling.
Amanda, what happened to you? Have you ridden a bicycle before? It was like it was a foreign object to her.
Not a long time, no. The last time I was on a bicycle, I almost got run over by a car, so let's just not put me on two-wheeled vehicles. Let's stick to one.
Was that the time you were with me? Because I was damn worried you were going to get flattened.
Oh, my God, were you really?
No, I'm just playing with you.
No,
but I was actually scared. I was like, oh, shit.
Rode out in front of a car.
Yeah. I was like, oh, shit. She doesn't look comfortable.
My friend gave me a bike that didn't have brakes.
Yeah, the brakes were a little hurting. Need to do a little bit of work on my Brad Mini. But so you think suspension might have helped that? That doesn't bother you that they're coming out with a board with new stuff. Do you think I'm crazy that maybe they should think? What do you think about what I'm saying? That maybe we shouldn't come out with new boards before we fix the back end of the company?
I think you're right, but I also am a realist, and every year for the Consumer Electronics Show, they come out with a new board. So I'm not surprised if that's something that they're working on.
What if they came out with the consumer electronics for the show? They just came out with the most unbelievable call answering system, because that would be a help.
Wouldn't it, though? But that's clearly not their area of expertise. They're going to have to outsource that or bring in some other kind of product or something. They are going to have to make an effort, which I'm not sure they've realized, but...
Eventually, they're going to have to start picking up the phone. What do you know about this Series A round of funding that was back in 2016?
I know very little. I just read the comments under the person who posted that, because I, too, was like, oh, hooray, someone put some money into it. Maybe now we'll get some results. But then I found out it was old.
Does it scare you that they've been operating this shoddily under somebody like a VC's wing? Like, wouldn't you think that with somebody else's money, that person would hear all of this? You know that VC is doing their research and hearing these things.
Right, they've got to be watching.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying even our show, just anything, watching the community. There are a lot of posts. Right, yeah, I talked to somebody yesterday, Amanda, who said, listen, I'm a manufacturer. If we ran our company the way with the same business model of Future Motion, we would be out of business 6 years ago.
Yeah, well, I think the only saving grace for Future Motion right now is there's really no other competitor. Like, sure, there's Trotter and a couple of other, like, Chinese knockoff type things, but they're cheap, and they feel cheap, and they look cheap, and I know Copy's ridden one and loved it and didn't think he needed a one wheel, and now look at him. He's never
now
going
he
back,
can't stop riding it and won't go back to his Trotter. Exactly.
Exactly.
But,
so it's really just an unparalleled product, so they can get away with whatever shitty service they want, because the people who want the product have nowhere else to go.
That's going to change, and that's on us to change it. I'm telling you, that's going to change. Stop supporting shitty customer service and support the aftermarket community. It's the only way to strengthen
For sure.
it.
I think so. With regard to the funding, I think the most interesting thing I read was that if these people have put money into the company, then they have some sort of a say. They probably have someone on a board somewhere that gets to help make decisions. And so their concerns over, people getting hurt, people going too fast, people nosediving, could be driving some of the changes that we've seen with pushback starting earlier or hitting harder.
Right.
Which I thought was an interesting theory and makes a lot of sense to me. But, I mean, I know very little about how any of this works, so I am not the right person to ask.
No, you're the perfect person to ask, because we appreciate everything that you're doing. And I've got a surprise coming in studio. So, Amanda, is there anything that you would like to say to the people before I let you go here?
Peace out, float on, have a good weekend.
She's the best. Thank you so much, Amanda. I will do that for sure. Thank you for joining us. I will no longer hijack the show. Social Media Lounge, thank her, please, because she just killed it for you so that we can move on. Thanks, Amanda. So good. She's about to take an epic ride from D.C. all the way to Asheville. That is going to be unreal. So good luck to her. Thank you for joining us. I got a surprise for you folks. Look what I found. Look who I found. He is back. He is putting together his old self, and he will join us for segment 3. Belly Matt LaBelle is alive. Luch Dog in the morning. We'll be back after this.
Let's go.
Luch Dog in the morning.
Welcome back, folks. Hey, Belly. Good morning.
Good morning. What's up?
From the social media lounge. He looks so hungover right now.
Well, then I look how I feel.
Dude, what is the matter with you, man? What happened last night?
I drank too much.
Everything.
This might be the worst hangover I've had in like 5 years.
Look, I mean, I've been pushing him.
Can I tell
lately.
you? And then, have you ever, if you're a bartender or you work in an alcohol industry, you know what the worst thing to do in the world is? Be hungover and work in a freaking bar. All I want to do right now is, I just came in here because I want to go to the gas station and I was gonna find a way to get there. But now, no.
I don't think that's gonna work, buddy. Where's your car?
My car is all the way at the bar I started at.
So we gotta go get your car now after this, is what you're telling me.
Not right now.
All right. You are struggling. What did you
Dude.
drink last night? Take me through it.
Beer, vodka sodas.
Oh, those will do it, dude. You don't usually do
I
liquor.
can't talk about it.
Okay.
It's making me sick. I can't talk about what I had to do.
So, seafood.
Sure.
Okay, you just hang out and wait till the punchline.
Oh, I definitely saw food last night.
You saw food last night. I got a stand-up bit I was going to throw at the people, but we could just wait.
Hangovers are so similar to concussions. I'm fairly certain when you drink enough alcohol, you get a concussion. It feels the exact same. Just like
You seem to think you've had so many concussions. Like, what?
I've
Are you at the point where does your stomach hurt or is it just the head?
both. I can feel them both separately.
Did you launch this morning?
Oh yeah.
Boot and rally without the rally?
No rally.
Oh.
No rally.
Did you have to put the fingers down the throat or did it just happen?
Oh, it just happened.
Oh, those are the best. You just think about it. The mental puke. Oh.
No, God, talking about it.
Yeah, I know. I'm
God.
doing that on purpose. Sorry. Okay.
God.
All right, I'm done. All right, so just hang out. I'm going to...
So, what have you been talking about today?
don't even worry about it, okay? You got to
Well,
be on the show if you want to know.
How are the people? Are the people okay today?
Yeah, well, no, they miss you, but yeah, we powered through. Amanda just called in, so thank you, Mandy.
Yeah.
We do have a little challenge.
I can barely open my eyes.
That's fine. You just hang out there. I'll just kill it, but come in with little comments here and there as you
Sure.
know. You can just hang out. I'm gonna mute you. You just let me know when you want to talk. You just hang out and just give me a look when you want to talk because I'm just glad to have you in the room.
I'm always ready to talk.
So, I would like to try out a comedy bit. So if you would, please don't interrupt until the punchline. This is something that I wrote. This is the first comedy bit I ever wrote.
No spoiler.
No spoilers, dirty wet socks. I'm going to leave you open. Just don't come in until the punchline. Fuck seafood. Seriously, I don't get it. As a guy who doesn't like it, I'm sick and tired of people telling me that I have to like this thing, and if I don't, I'm no longer part of the cool kid club. It's like, who's the first person that thought, oh, that stuff doesn't even breathe air. Let's eat it. It's like if you go to Mars, are you just going to see something gross and slimy running around in the bottom of a lake and say, hey, that looks good, I'm hungry? Probably not. At least with the animals on the ground, it breathes air like we do. So for some reason, I got a thing against seafood. I don't like it. It's just got this whole pretentious side of things where if you like it, you're all of a sudden part of the $1 million club, and if you don't, you're an asshole. Let me tell you something. When I go to a dinner table and I'm in a group and somebody orders seafood, the maitre d' responds the same way every time. Oh, yes, I'd like to have the lobster tail with a succulent shrimp on the side.
Great choice, sir.
Go ahead.
Great choice, sir. Great choice, sir.
Oh, wonderful choice. It's delicious. You're going to love it. It's cooked to perfection. You'll love it. Okay. And then they get to me, and I say, yeah, let me get a steak medium rare. And they just go, oh, okay. And you, ma'am? Just blow right through me. Every time. Okay? So, maybe it's just built into me. I'm a texture guy. I don't like seafood. I don't like the fact that it's in an ocean. We know more about outer space than we know about our oceans. Yet we'll eat the things that live in it. Why? Why are you eating seafood? Think about what you're eating. Do you eat spiders? Yeah. Do you get out of here? You do not eat spiders.
the reports say.
This is a stand-up bit. Are you going to? What are you doing?
No, go ahead.
Well, go ahead.
But yes, we all eat spiders on accident.
Do you see how this just hijacks a stand-up bit? I don't need actual reports of facts that say there are spiders in cereal. I know that. Get out of here. Go to sleep. Shut up. Get out of here. So, I don't need to feel like I am some asshole. I mean, think about what would happen if you were in a meeting trying to think of a restaurant that makes seafood and you had to name it. Can you just imagine? Let's call it Sam's Succulent Shrimp Shack. Nah, that's too much. Well, how about we call it the Lobster World? That sounds great. Lobster tails. And they're like, no, that's not right. How about we call it, they come up with these intricate names, and then somebody just stands up in a corner and says, hey guys, it's seafood. It doesn't matter. You could literally just call it what it is, just name something, and people will flock. Why don't you just call it Red Lobster? Just call it Red Lobster. People will come. And that's what they did. And go figure, that's like the only industry that would happen. Think about it. Would you go to a restaurant that was called Brown Hamburger? Probably not. Would you go to a restaurant that was called Red Spaghetti? Probably not. You're going to need something to get you in the door. It's so pretentious that, just because it's seafood, we'll just call it Red Lobster, and the people will flock from wherever they come from. It's the only food in the entire industry that can do that, except for Chinese food, because I would absolutely eat at General Tso's. Thank you. Lines are open. 571-354-7338. You like it or you don't like it? Belly, you're the hardest critic right now. What do you think?
It's so-so.
So-so?
I will
Stand-up's hard, man.
Let me tell you.
Especially when you got somebody in here just piping in facts from the cereal box.
Red Lobster.
It's pretentious as fuck. It's just the name of it.
They should just call it Cheddar Bay Biscuits.
Dude, those are so bomb. That's what gets people in the door.
That's what
a
gets
good
people
point.
in the door. Let me tell you, those things, though, it's literally cheese, water, and like starch.
I've never turned you up this high before because of how soft you're talking.
I
Keep it there.
can't.
You're fine. You're fine. Could you eat a cheddar biscuit right now in this state that you're in?
Yes. I don't know if it stayed down, but yes.
What do you need from here? Let me just since I just spanked him a little bit as a joke.
Ooh,
when I was sick this past week, I woke up in the morning. I was parched. I needed something to drink because I sweat through my entire sheets and all that. I get up, Belly wakes up, same time, comes out of his room. Hey, man, there's a red Gatorade in the fridge for you. Got you one last night.
Well, when you sweat, you need to...
dude, I just can't tell you how much that worked.
Yeah.
I needed it.
I need Gatorade.
What do you need? I got you
now.
right after this. I will go and get it for you. What do you need?
I gotta go get Gatorade after this.
Can you list off for the people what you need for your hangover?
Aspirin.
Okay.
Gatorade.
What color?
Any.
Red?
Red, blue, orange, brown.
Brown Gatorade? No thanks.
Yeah, right.
That sounds terrible. They only serve that at Brown Hamburger.
Brown Gatorade. That would probably be the worst Gatorade in the world. They would
go with the pea Gatorade.
Yeah, that pea color Gatorade where they already put the pea in the bottle for you.
What else do you need? B12?
Sure. Pedialyte, I've been told I need.
Social Media Lounge, what can I get him at the gas station that will help him feel better? Because I want to take care of my boy here.
Belly
still sounds drunk.
I might still be. I still kind of feel drunk. And last night, for the first time in a long time, I was seeing double. And I knew it was bad. Because I typically don't see double.
Miss Jessica Jones, you going to eat all those crickets after the end of the joke?
Ugh.
That's what it feels like when you tell jokes at Marinate. There's a whole lot of people looking at you. It's the worst, man. If you can tell stand-up at Marinate, you could do it anywhere. It's the worst because it only fits 7 people. There's 7 people, and they're all comics waiting to go next. So they're not going to give you any kind of pity laughs or even out loud laughs. If they think something is funny, they're going to go like this. That's not a laugh. So when you say, because I would eat at General Tso's, that's what you get. It's so hard.
Yeah.
Copy says water.
I will
Water, and eggs? Eggs? Disgusting. Bacon cheeseburger deluxe. I'll just keep spouting them off.
That sounds delicious, but I don't know how I could eat it right now.
Rick V, is root beer Gatorade a thing? Is that brown Gatorade? Because I would drink that in a heartbeat. Root beer Gatorade?
I don't think so, but no, I couldn't. It's like flat root beer? No.
Yeah, because it wouldn't have the carbonation.
Yeah, Gatorade doesn't have carbonation.
I'm getting greasy bacon.
Greasy bacon, I could eat a whole plate of that right now for sure.
Bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. That's also good. That's also. He's like, stop naming food now, please.
I don't know. I can't decide. I'm like halfway in of like running to the bathroom right now and just wanting to eat.
You got 4 minutes. You're almost there. You're doing good.
I just don't understand why anyone does this to themselves.
You did it. Can you tell us what happened? Were people did you get laid? Did you touch a butt?
No, I did not touch it.
I always tell him when he leaves. I say, touch a butt tonight. That's creepy, but as a joke between friends, it just means get some, man.
Get some.
Not actually telling him to go around and just touch a butt. I did that as a kid. I'll admit that. When I was a horny young adolescent, 12, 13 years old, we were in Disney World.
Just touch butts?
And I was still at the age where I was like a child. I think I was in elementary school still, but I was like...
How'd you get scolded for this one? I want to know.
I didn't get scolded. Nobody ever knew. I was literally just floating around in the water, in high-trafficked water, just pinching butts.
You're in the wave pool and you're just like, woo!
Yeah! People are waiting around. I'm pinching. Lobster pinch! Boom!
Lobster pinch.
Just pinching ladies' butts. Looking back on it, very inappropriate.
Very inappropriate.
Very inappropriate. Should have been scolded.
Yeah. The serial butt toucher.
Great day. I had a great time.
This serial butt toucher in the...
Yeah, man, I was a horny-ass teenager. Not even a teenager yet. I was like 12. I didn't even know what to do with these feelings.
Yeah. Apparently it was touch butts.
Yeah.
Going rogue in the pool.
Go touch a butt. But seriously, though, you're hungover because you're dehydrated, bro.
I know.
Sean Nelson, hangover cure, you have to eat something that is more vicious than whatever you drank the night before. That's a good rule. So what would be more vicious than something that you drank? Like, that's almost like saying we need to go and just get you a plate of bacon and
that sounds so good.
Oh, that does. I'll go to get some breakfast. I got a wedding at 5.
I don't think I can eat, though.
Okay.
I don't know if I can eat.
I'm just proud of you for being here. I've never seen that look. When you said good morning, the first words out of your mouth, usually I can tell what kind of belly I'm getting that day. And you were like, it was like an I'm sorry good morning. You knew what was coming. You go, oh, hey.
I don't know. I was 30 minutes ago. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this.
Sean Nelson, that makes sense. Just give yourself something, give your body something else to focus on. Jess Jones says, like warm mayonnaise.
Oh, God.
Thanks, Jess. Hey, John, what's going on, man? It's good to see you in the social media lounge as per usual. We're just having a blast with you guys. Belly is alive. We'll get out of here. I've had fun. Look, I'll go solo if I have to. You guys know we are not going to mail it in for you. If somebody is out, it's because they are on their last minute. That's where I thought Belly was, but he's alive.
Debatable.
Thank you for hanging out, buddy. Is there anything you'd like to leave the people with?
I love you all. If I don't survive this, I want you all to know how I feel.
We love you too, Belly. You've got the support of the Social Media Lounge. In fact, Social Media Lounge, look at that man right there. Can you just say something nice to him right now?
They say nice stuff to me.
They do it all the time, but I want it right now so he can feel better about his life. Right now, he is very down on the world because of how he feels. So Social Media Lounge, tell Belly why you love him, how much he does for your life, how much he does for this show, because I certainly couldn't do things around here without him. And that's the truth. So, Belly, we love you, dude. Feel better, buddy. We'll see you guys next week. No voice of One Wheel, but we'll be here on Wednesday for your boy, Luch Dog in the Morning, along with Belly Balls and Maddie Potts. We'll do it all next week from here at TTR Studios. It's Luch Dog in the Morning. Have a great day, everybody.